coming out of the debate, what effect, if any, is it actually going to have on the election going forward? So we have gone through and we have tried to track down every bit of information about how it might have actually affected people. I understand that the overall effect could probably be accurately described as just nausea. But in terms of the views of the two candidates, so here's a few things you should consider. Republican consultant and pollster Frank Luntz asked a focus group that was watching the debate to use one word to describe the president, and basically, quote, every single word was negative. One respondent from Wisconsin called Trump obnoxious and unpresidential, while a Pennsylvania voter said he behaved like a, quote, crackhead. Others described the president as being un-American and arrogant. In all, from 17 voters in swing states, 15 used negative words and just 2 used positive words or phrases to describe the president. That is if you consider an ass, but a confident ass, to be a compliment. Otherwise, it's 18-1. So in terms of Biden, responses were things like, I was surprised at how well he did, better than expected, definitely more professional than Trump, and I think he's more of a people person. Competent politician, which I take to be a negative, showed restraint and compassion, politician, predictable, nice guy but lacking vision, coherent, leader, attentive and rehearsed, somewhat evasive, humanity and integrity, predictable, presidential. So not positive entirely, there were negatives there, but it certainly seems like if it's gonna influence people's opinion about the two candidates, it doesn't look like Trump is gonna come out on top in that, JR.
Yeah, but again, it's never been a situation where he needs to win over the majority of Americans. Because our election system is based on giving more power to the minority of Americans. That's just the way it is. All he has to do is collect a certain small percentage of Americans, and he's got enough in certain areas of the country, in certain parts of the country, and he's got all he needs. You don't have to pay attention to anyone else. So the entire setup of it allows him to say things like, if it weren't for those blue states, we'd be fine with COVID. So if a Democratic presidential candidate comes out and says, if it weren't for those damn red states screwing up the country, we'd be a nice, prosperous place right now. Instead, they're over here running around with no teeth and screwing each other's sisters. So if we go all those stupid stereotypes about hicks in the country and call them red states, people's hair will be on fire. Hillary lost 50% of it because she called them deplorables. Donald Trump has called Democratic voters and Democratic representatives far worse, by the way, and to their face. And we just accept it because like, oh yeah, he hates us. And then we move on. Now, if someone says that supporters of a horrible human being are being horrible, that's a political killer because we have to cater to the minority of people who are significantly ignorant and refuse to actually see what's happening. So Trump doesn't have to worry about anything else. That's all he has to do. He can push those lines and then move on to the next step and yell over someone else. Because the people in this focus group who decided to talk about all these horrible things about him, he doesn't care about. Those people can vote against him. All he needs is that 30% that are too stupid to move on.
Possibly, and certainly I agree. I don't think there are many undecided voters, and honestly, if there are, I wouldn't want to be on an elevator with one. Like, how at this point could you be like, Trump, someone other than Trump? Not sure how I honestly don't understand that. But I want to play a quick game. It's good news, bad news. And it's gonna be in terms of what people at large, not just the focus group, have taken away from this debate. Because we all watched it, and 3 minutes in, you knew that this is not gonna be good. The debate, the election, the rest of America, none of it's gonna be good, okay? But according to CBS News, in I believe this is just in battleground states, who won the debate? 48% say Joe Biden, 41% say Donald Trump, 10% say a tie. So look, that's a win. It's not a dominant win, but it's something. And then on CNN, 60% say that Joe Biden won, 28% say Donald Trump. So a more dominant win. And I'm assuming that it's somewhere in between those. I don't think, obviously, if you are a part of Trump's base, he could have just sat there and explosively, violated his own pants, and you would have thought that he won. Like, you're not gonna say in a poll that Trump lost. I get that.
Absolutely.
But for those maybe 8% of the country that's still unsure, this might have swayed them. Now that's the good news. The bad news though is, JR, get ready for this. In terms of like people looking at these two people, their evaluation of what these people are like. So candidate qualities. Do you believe that this candidate cares about people like you? Joe Biden, 55% say yes. 46% say Donald Trump. They watched that debate and nearly half of the viewers said he cares about me. How could you possibly have come away with that thought? Is he honest and trustworthy? 51% for Joe Biden, 42% for Donald Trump. 42% think that guy's honest and trustworthy.
No,
I wouldn't trust him to stand alone with that pulpit and not do something dirty to it. I wouldn't trust him as far as I really wish I could throw him. And 42% of the country, JR, thought, yeah, that guy, yeah, I trust him. Yeah, leave my kids with him.
Yeah. Well, the thing is they trust him with the same beliefs that they've got. So as long as it's the baseline. And I hate to keep coming back to it, but once you've locked up the racist vote, there's nothing else to sway them. That's the most important thing to their existence. That's what fuels them. No matter what else happens, you can screw them over financially. You can take away their housing. You can screw them over with taxes. You can do anything you want to them. As long as you keep saying, I hate the same people that you hate, they're like, that's right, that's my guy. It's just the way it is. That's how dug in racism is in our country. I saw when protests happened, there was some memes going around. One of them said, racism is so American that when you challenge it, Americans think that you're challenging America. It was something along those lines, right? So that's just the way it is. It's ingrained. So he's already proven over and over again, and again last night, galvanized it one more time. I'm with you, the racist. Everything else I say doesn't matter. Sexual assault charges that we all saw happening from the last cycle, locker room talk, it's fine, it's whatever. He's still a racist, right? As long as he doesn't denounce racism, as long as he doesn't stop carrying out racist policies, I'm on board, bro. That's all that matters. It's all they care about. So they don't think he's more trustworthy. They don't think he's gonna do more for them. All whatever the polling says, they just go, oh, I gotta vote, I gotta take Trump because he's the racist.
Maybe.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.